to some degree, is greatness in and gives significance to human life. Today, to some degree, human life drifts without direction and meaning. Over the last 8 decades, the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University has been working to uplift society with living values. The inspiration behind this was the love and benevolence of God the Supreme Being. In 1936, in Sindh, Pakistan, God the Supreme gave divine inspirations to Dada Lekhraj, and the seed of the Om Mandali group was planted. Dada had always had deep faith in God, and due to his intense desire to experience God, the Supreme himself granted divine visions to Dada. He was given the name Prajapita Brahma and was made responsible for the establishment of the new era. And people started joining the Om Mandali. Recognizing the true potential of women, Brahma Baba entrusted the leadership of the organization to them. Following the India and Pakistan partition, in 1950, Om Mandali relocated to Mount Abu, Rajasthan. And thereafter, members stepped forward to serve society both within India and overseas. This organization became known as the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University. On January the 18th, 1969, the organization's founding father, Brahma Baba, passed away. The running of the organization was handed to Dadi Prakashmani, and due to her proficient leadership, the university has spread across the world, and its 9,000 branches in 133 countries have taken the form of a vast tree. Pandav Bhawan at Mount Abu, India, is the international headquarters of the organization. To build a values-based society, conferences and seminars at national and international levels are organized with lasting impact. In the year 1981, the university received recognition as a non-governmental organization at the United Nations. In 1986, the UN honored the Brahma Kumaris with 7 Peace Messenger Awards. For the spiritual empowerment of society, the knowledge of Raja Yoga is given without charge to everyone. Departments such as Women's Wing, Youth Wing, Media Wing, Medical Wing, and the Education Wing have been established over the last 3 decades for the spiritual upliftment of various sectors of society. Following the passing of Dadi Prakashmani ji, Rajyogini Dadi Janki ji was appointed as the new administrative head, with Rajyogini Dadi Hirde Mohini ji and Rajyogini Dadi Ratan Mohini ji as additional administrative heads. These 3 shining stars of spirituality are leading the organization with great success. Regardless of religion, caste, age, and language, anyone can receive great benefit from this spiritual knowledge. To date, millions have stepped out of their limited belief systems with the elevated feeling of one world family and are creating a new values-based society. Om Shanti.
So again, a very warm welcome to all of you to the 7 Days RajYog Meditation Course. So before we start, there are some useful suggestions for participation. So I hope all of you are being able to listen to us. If not, or if there's someone around you who is not being able to listen to us, please tell them to call via device audio, to click on call via device audio. And if there is any technical assistance that you need, you can always call on 75882-15153 or 8669-186995. So commitment, all of you have registered for this course. So we would encourage everyone to please be committed to the entire duration of the course, attend the course, the entire course, do not leave the course in between. Because unless and until you complete the course, you're not going to benefit from it. So it's a journey, and the journey does not end until you reach the destination. So the session structure in brief, all of us will join around 6:45 p.m. and there'll be a pre-course meditation for around 10 to 15 minutes. Some songs will be played, some music will be played, and all of us will meditate and prepare ourselves for the course. From 7 to 8, that'll be the course and also meditation. And from 8 to 8:30, we would have the Q&A round. Please sit in a noise-free environment where people would not disturb you. Also, taking notes is very important. A lot of interesting points that you will listen to. So if you take notes, you can refer to them later. And yes, if there's someone who wants to join maybe after 1 or 2 days, we'll encourage that they wait for the next batch. But if for some reason they want to join this batch, then we request them to watch the previous sessions and only then continue with the course. If there are any network issues, you can always join back. The meeting would not be locked. And we request all of you to keep your videos off so that there are no bandwidth issues. And as I said, you can watch the recordings. The recordings are available, will be available rather, on Jagdamba Bhavan's YouTube channel. So you can always go to YouTube and search for Jagdamba Bhavan. We're also streaming live on YouTube. So the URL is jbpune.tk/live course. And if you haven't yet joined our WhatsApp group, you can send a message to 75882-15153 and join the WhatsApp group. There's also a joining link that will be shared in the chat window. And we have with us as a guide, Sister Shalu, and my coordinators will be BK Abhijit and BK Rucha. And if you need any kind of technical help, you can always contact BK Vedang and BK Abhijit on the following contact details. So I would like to introduce Sister Shalu. There's quite a lot of things that I can tell about Sister Shalu, but in brief, Sister Shalu has done her BTech in Electronics and Communications from MDU University and has also done her MTech. And later, she's worked as an assistant professor in Electronics and Communications Department at BMIT Jaipur. Sister Shalu has been practicing Raja Yog meditation for the past 13 years and has totally surrendered herself in godly services for the past 3 years. Sister Shalu has conducted a lot of training sessions, workshops in schools, colleges, and corporates on various topics such as a journey within, cut the strings and enjoy life, balance life, and many more. So, Sister Shalu, a very warm welcome to you as well. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So I request you to please begin the course. Thank you.
Okay. Om Shanti. A warm welcome to all of you in this evening session. And we always start any session with these two words, Om Shanti. So this is the connection which we always create with ourselves by these two words. We say Om Shanti, that means I am peaceful. So with these two words, we make the base of any session. We create that kind of consciousness that I am peaceful. And with that state of mind, if we start anything, that is going to be successful. So in this 7 days course, this is our first day. And this is 11th day of 2021. So happy new year to all of you, because we are meeting for the first time in this new year. And you must have decided to do something very new. You must have done very so much commitments to yourself, maybe to your friends, to your family. So congratulations to all of you, that the 7 days course is definitely going to help you to achieve to to make that commitment which you have done with yourself or with your family members or with your friends. So this is the first day of the 7 days course, and this is a journey actually. This is a journey. In this journey, we are going to meet ourselves. We are going to know ourselves in a much better way, and we are going to connect to the supreme. We are going to connect to the super energy, uh, who we always remember with different names and with different faiths. So before starting the discussion of knowledge in today's session, I will start this with a quick 5-minute meditation session, and that will also make the base of the further interaction. So just sit straight. I'll be giving some directions to you. I'll be speaking something which you are going to follow in your mind. So just sit straight wherever you are. You can sit on a chair, you can sit on the floor also. The situation, the position which you feel comfortable, you can sit like that. And you can close your eyes, or you can also keep them open the way you are feeling comfortable, because this is the beginning of the meditation, and you should not be very strict with you in the initial stages, and slowly we'll start achieving the more focused and more concentration in meditation. So in the initial stage, you can do the way you feel comfortable. So sit straight, take a deep breath, hold, release. Again, again, and now we will be running our consciousness, our focus in different parts of body. We will start with our hands. Bring your focus in right hand, all the fingers of right hand, palm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Then bring your focus in your left hand, fingers, palm, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Now bring your focus to your waist, your stomach, to your right leg. Take your focus up to the toes of right leg, then to the left leg. Then bring your focus to your face. Relax your face. Relax the muscles of your face. bring your focus to your eyes. And now just think of the place in your body from where all these thoughts are originating, somewhere inside your head. Now see a point of light shining between two eyes. Bring all your attention, all your focus on this point of light. Just focus on this point of light and give yourself the thought, I am peaceful. I am peaceful. And now just imagine energy of peace is spreading in your whole body, from your head to your toes. Each and every part of your body is relaxed, and vibrations of peace are taking over in your body. Now close your eyes, focus on the breath. So peaceful. Very much concentrated. Your concentration is very high at this moment of time. Om Shanti. Now you can open your eyes and relax. Om Shanti. So this was just a demonstration of how we can connect to ourselves, because meditation is something which we are doing the whole day. The whole day we are connected through our mind and our intellect to someone, to some place, to some instruments. Somewhere we are connected. So that means we are doing meditation. But in this 7 days course, we are going to learn the Rajyoga meditation, which is basically the purpose of Rajyoga is to become self-sovereign. The control which we have, which we are not having that much on ourselves, the control on our eyes, control on our thoughts, control on our body, control on our emotions, which has been loosened somewhere. So Raj Yoga is basically to gain that authority, to gain that power, to gain that controlling power back to us. So Raj Yoga meditation, actually this is a journey. You are not going to be the masters of Raj Yoga in 7 days, but you are going to get the minute details and definitely the process, the technique through which you can start your journey, and you can go a long way in this journey. So I'll be sharing some presentation with you, and through that presentation we are going to learn the different kind of lessons. So the first lesson of today's uh, session is to know myself, to know the true self. So I'll be sharing with you. So this is going to be our first lesson, knowing the true self. So if I ask you, definitely you are not sitting in front of me, but if I ask you, or if anybody asks you about your introduction, like please give your introduction or please introduce yourself, then how what are the things you are going to involve in your introduction? You just count those things in your mind. So that can be your name, so that can be your profession, that can be your residential address, that can be your habits, that can be your country, that can be your city. So these are the different factors which we generally involve in our introduction. But if we take a break and we ask ourselves, so is this my complete introduction, or is this my true introduction? So this is showing the different aspects or different tags we generally share for our introduction, like our name, our nationality, our qualification, our position, our religion, and our gender. So if we see all these things, so these things are not very much permanent. Like if I talk about the name, so people generally change the name, and the moment we took the birth from the womb of our mother, so at that point of time also the name was given to us. We didn't come with a name, the name was given to us. Then if I talk about nationality, so we can change the country, we can change our nationality also. If we talk about position, so like the position also keep on changing. Someday you're a teacher, someday you're a businessman, so that is also changeable. The fourth thing is qualification. So qualification is also keeps on improving. There was a time when we were in first class, then we did our then we went to the 10th class, 12th class, then we did our graduation, then we did our post graduation, then we did our PhD. So this is also changing. So this is also not my permanent identity. If we talk about religion, then religion is also, you can change. People also change, shift from the Christianity to the Hinduism. So these are different religions which we acquired after taking birth. Just at the moment of the birth, we are not coming with any tag of any religion. No kid is coming with the tag of that, like you are Hindu or you are Muslim or you are Christian. So, and if we talk about the gender, so about gender, we think like if someone is female, then she must be not that much, maybe not that much strong, not that much courageous, and we uh, we think that women should be very soft in nature and a man should be very strong. But there are many cases we see that the women is also strong and man is also having the quality of like a mother. So these all are the things which are the tags which we are having on ourselves also, and we see other people these with these tags. So is this our permanent identity? Just take a look. Name, position, gender, nationality, qualification, religion. This is not our permanent identity. This keeps on changing. So what is our permanent identity? So when we were doing our meditation, this 3 minutes meditation before this session, which we did in the starting, so you did the scanning of your whole body, but you must have thought the one who is scanning the whole body is the body scanning itself, right? During the whole day we say my head, my hand, my face, my legs, and sometimes we say my whole body is aching, my head, I am having headache. So we are using the words which are showing the position on the body. My eyes, my hands, my hairs, my stomach. So who is the one who is saying that this all belongs to me? Suppose you are saying my car, my mobile phone. So definitely mobile phone is different and you are different. You are two different individuals, you two different entities who are having, one is saying that this belongs to me. Okay. So now we are saying my eyes, my head, my stomach, my feet, my shoulders. then definitely this is belonging to you. Then who are you? What is my true identity? We always say a person to be a human being. So this whole skeleton, which is visible to all of us, so this is made up of 5 elements. We always say human being is the word which are using for ourselves. So human being is a combination of 2 words, human plus being. So human, the root word of human is humus. Humus means which is not having life, which is not live. We call that humus. Plus being. Being means having life. So what is humus part and what is being part? So humus part is, you can see on the screen, this skeleton made of flesh and bones and the 5 basic elements, which are fire, earth, water, space. So like you are taking the breath, that is air. Then in the stomach, the food is digested, that is fire. And like these are the open spaces between the fingers, open space in the mouth. This is like space. When a dead body is burnt on the fire, so it again mixes into the 5 elements. So these are the 5 elements which are made up, which our body is made up of. Now just think, can water think? Can air think? Can fire think? Or does water, air, earth, space, fire, any of these have any any thinking process, any decision power? No. None of these can think, none of these can decide. But our body is made up of these 5 elements, then we should also not have any capability of thinking or decision making. But we all have the thinking, we all have the emotions, we all have the decision capability. That means this is not the only thing which is visible. This is not the only thing. There is something inside this which is giving life to the body, and we call that as a being part. So in today's life, we are more focused on the human part, not on the being part. You know, like this, you can also relate it like a hardware part and software part. So generally, we call hardware is something which can be touched, and software is something which cannot be touched. So this is the hardware part. This a whole skeleton made up of 5 elements. This is the hardware part, but the software part is the one which is operating this hardware part. You know, if software is dead, if software is not working, then hardware is of no use. Hardware can't do the things without software, and software also needs hardware to implement the things. In the same way, this is the hardware and the energy sitting inside this. Someone call that as a spiritual energy, someone call that as a divine energy, someone call that as a soul, someone call that uh, as a ruh. Different, these are the different words which are used for that energy, and we all are that energy. And the the position of that energy in this body is there between 2 eyes. And the example which we can take, just to prove that we are sitting there and the consciousness is sitting there. So one thing is, all the thoughts, all the decision making is happening somewhere in the head. So definitely the decision making authority is sitting there. And the second example is, if something happens, or if something like we regret about something, so generally our hand goes like this. So this is the place where the doer is sitting, where the driver is sitting, and this body is the vehicle. So you can call any name, you can call the driver with any name. I'll be using the word soul, or I'll be using the word energy. So that will be pointing towards that energy sitting inside head. If you pass a line between 2 eyes horizontally, and if you pass a line vertically like this, so these 2 lines will meet. So the meeting point is the seat of the soul sitting in the body. Like a driver when sits in the car, so driver generally sits in all the vehicles, the driver sits on the front position just to take the vehicle to the destination. In the same way, the soul is the driver and this body is the vehicle. And the soul is sitting at the top position, and with this vehicle or this instrument or this skeleton, the soul is expressing itself. You know, the anger, the love, hatred, all these emotions are not the part of the body. All these emotions are the part of the soul. So in Brahma Kumaris University, the whole focus is on the soul. You know, there are many hospitals, many medical colleges which can treat the body, but there is no university or there is no medical college which can treat the soul. So you must be thinking, does soul need the treatment? Is it not feeling well? Yes, souls are not feeling well. I'll just share an example with you. Suppose there is a driver, or suppose there is a person who is having A1 class kind of vehicle, or you can say the car, and he always gets up in the morning and he just cleans his car and he put the right kind of or the good quality of petrol or diesel or the fuel in the car, and he takes the car and he roam around the whole day using the car, and then comes back and park the car and go to sleep. So he's taking care of the car in a good way. But the one specialty of the driver is that he is not eating himself anything. You know, whole day he is using the vehicle, but he is not taking bath. He is not eating anything. So what is going to happen to the driver? You just think the driver is not eating for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day, 7 day, and keeps on going like this. So what is going to happen to the driver? Definitely, driver is going to feel weak after 1 or 2 or 3 days, depending upon the strength of his body. And if this process keeps on going, then what would happen? He'll start he'll, he'll start catching the diseases, because weakness attracts the diseases. So the driver will not feel well. And if not feeling well driver drives a car, what is going to happen? Accident is going to happen. So if we relate this story with our lives, this energy is the driver, this body is the vehicle. We get up in the morning, the driver gets up in the morning, take care of the body, you take shower, you have your breakfast, putting the fuel, and then go to the work or start whatever your daily routine. But the whole day, the driver is not taking care of the self. You are having a good breakfast, having good lunch, having good dinner. Then slowly, what is going to happen? The driver is not taking care of self. So after some point of time, the driver started feeling weak. And after some time, the driver started attracting the diseases. So what are the diseases? What are the ailments each energy is having today? The disease of anger, the disease of hatred, disease of anxiety, disease of stress, disease of tension. So these are the diseases which soul catched due to the weakness. And why did weakness come? Weakness came because the soul did not take care of the self. So this in the 7 days course, we are going to learn how to take care of self. We are taking good care of the body. So this is the time to take care of the self. Generally, it is said that a healthy soul sits in a healthy body. But it's vice versa also. A healthy body and healthy soul, healthy body. If we are not having a healthy mind, then that is definitely going to impact our body. So, with this story, we must learn that we are going to share, we are going to take care of ourselves. So, what kind of care a soul needs? So you can also you can learn this thing from the body. What kind of care the body needs? Body needs rest. Body needs food. So what rest soul needs? Soul needs peace. Peace gives rest to the soul. And what kind of food the soul needs? Elevated thoughts, pure thoughts are the food of the soul. And the third thing which body needs is exercise. So what kind of exercise the soul needs? To churn the positive thoughts, to engage our mind, to engage our intellect in the positive thoughts is good exercise for the soul. So three things: exercise, food, and rest. So you just ask yourself, are you giving rest to yourself? Giving rest to the body? Are you giving rest to the self? Are you giving a good food to the self? Are you doing good exercise for the self? If not, then we must start. Because this is the high time that we must go inside. It's been a long time we have been focused on the outer world. Now, this is the time to focus on our inner world. That means to focus on the self, to focus on the soul. So let's go ahead. So you are a soul, a conscient point of light, present in between hypothalamus and pituitary gland. So this is the brain part, and in the brain, the hypothalamus, near hypothalamus and pituitary gland, the sitting position of soul is existing. That is why hypothalamus and pituitary glands are called the master glands, because the soul is using the brain to control the body. If you take the example, like the driver is controlling the car, controlling the plane, controlling the truck, or controlling the ship or any vehicle, the pilot or the driver is using all the controlling systems present around him. Like in the car, it's steering, it's gear, it's brake, and it's clutch. So these four things are being used by the driver to control the vehicle. In the same way, the soul is the driver, and it's using the brain to give the message to the different parts of the body. But brain is not the ultimate power. Soul is the ultimate power, which is using the brain to control the body. Brain is something physical, and soul is something non-physical. Brain is something which can be touched. Soul is something which cannot be touched. So brain is hardware and soul is software. Body is hardware and soul is software. So if we see the relation between the soul and the body, so different examples which we see in our day-to-day world. So these examples are showing the relation between the soul and the body. So first example is pearl inside a shell. So this body is the shell, and this energy is the pearl sitting inside the shell. So which is valuable in both of them? Soul. Pearl. Pearl is more valuable than shell. Shell is not having that much value. Shell is just a container for the pearl. But if pearl is not there, you find so many shells here and there. No one is going to take care, or no one is going to pick them up because the valuable part is missing, right? In the same way, if soul is missing from the body, so we call that as a dead body. Initially, it was a live body because it was carrying a life energy inside it, but now it's a dead body because it's not having any life now. And do we value the dead body? No. Even if it's of any some near one and dear one, but if it's the dead body, so everybody is in hurry of taking that to the cremation. Just take it fast. You know, after a few hours, it starts smelling bad. Until the energy was sitting there, the pearl was sitting there, the person was lovable. Everybody was loving him or her. But the soul is missing. No one is no one is going to preserve the body for years. So who is valuable? The energy sitting inside the shell. Second relation is like driver and car, which we have seen. Third relation is house and owner. So this whole body is the house of the soul. The soul is always sitting in this home, in this house. So these are the three relations. And you can also churn what kind of relations we can, what kind of connection the soul and body is having. You can take the examples from whatever you see in the day. So next thing is soul is eternal. It's an energy. It's an energy on which the laws of physics are not applicable. It's an energy which can neither be created nor be destroyed. Even any energy can neither be created and nor be destroyed. It changes the form, the soul changes the body, and body is the form. So today someone is sitting in a female body, maybe in the previous birth in a male body, and in the next birth you are going to be in a female body or male body. So you are changing your forms. The soul is changing the form. The energy is changing the form. So soul can neither be there is a line in Hindi, uh, I'll just translate that in English, that the soul cannot be wet by the water. It cannot be burned by the fire. It cannot be cut by any sharp objects. So soul is eternal. Why? Because it's an energy, and this body is made up of 5 elements. So 5 elements has made up the body, and 5 elements can destroy the body also. Right? If you put the water on the body becomes wet. If you put fire in the body, it just burns. But soul is eternal. Okay? So this is another representation in which we can see that soul is the master of the body, controller of 5 sense organs. So now, we'll do a small exercise. You just see this image and just see yourself like this, between two eyes, a shining star, a point of light. We'll do an exercise. This is my true identity. I am a soul sitting inside the body. Just see for a few minutes, a few seconds, a shining star inside the head. This is a small point of light which is controlling such a big body, such a big skeleton of bones and flesh. Om Shanti. So these are the 5 senses which the soul is controlling: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. These are the 5 senses through which the soul expresses and receives the signals and expresses the emotions, whatever the soul is feeling. So if we take eyes first, so if we take an example of a room, suppose you are sitting in a room and the room is having a window. So can windows see? No, window cannot see, but you can see through the window. In the same way, these eyes are the window of this room or of this home or of this house. These eyes are the window, and the one who is seeing through these windows is I, the soul, I, the energy. Windows cannot see. Eyes cannot see on itself. Because if eyes could see, then definitely that body was going to see. That body cannot see because windows are there, but the one who was seeing through the windows is absent. So first is eyes, second is ears. Can ears hear? No, the sound is going through the ears, and who is actually hearing inside? The soul. The same way, if ears could hear the sound, then dead body was going to hear. But dead body is lying. People are crying, people are calling out, but no response. Because the one who was sitting there is missing now. Third is nose. So all the fragrances and all the fragrances of nature, of the flowers, or the fragrances of food, these are going through the nose to the soul. Soul is the one who is going to connect, okay, this belongs to this fragrance is this is this. Definitely some part of this information is like downloaded in the brain, and through the brain the soul is doing all this processing of the information. The fourth one is tongue. So all the foods we taste going inside through the tongue. And the fifth one is skin. So we touch the skin. So skin is also a sense organ through which the soul is taking the information. So these are the five sense organs. The soul is master of these sense organs. Now this is the time of realization that are we really the master of these organs? Actually, the soul is the master and body is the follower. Soul is the master, body is the servant. But are we really the masters? Do we have the full control on our eyes? Do we see what we want to and what we do not want to? Are we able to ignore that? Do we hear what we want to? And are we able to ignore what we do not want to hear? Do we have the control on our tongue? Do we eat what we should? Are we able to resist what we should not eat? Do we speak what we want to? Or sometimes unwanted words also come out. So these things are giving us the signal that somewhere I, the soul, has lost the control on the sense organs. Sense organs are pushing me to behave. Sense organs are pushing me to behave in their way. The way eyes wants to behave, the way tongue wants to speak, the way ears wants to hear. The sense organs are pushing the soul to behave in their way. The soul is not the master at this moment of time. So we are here to gain that mastery back. So third is, the next point is soul is having three faculties. These are the five sense organs which soul is having, which are physical. And these three faculties are not physical. Three faculties are mind, intellect, and impressions. So whole day the soul is using these three faculties. Even we are not aware of this or we are aware of this, but we are using these faculties. We just give an example that do we know that how to use these faculties? Everybody is having mind, everybody is having intellect, and everybody is having impressions, because we all are souls, and these are the basic three faculties which any soul is having. First is mind. So what is mind? The thinking capacity of soul is called mind. In Hindi we call this man, and generally we mix the identity of mind and brain. So we just now discussed brain is physical, mind is software part. Soul is software and mind is also software. So what mind does? The thinking. Right now you must be thinking. Definitely you are thinking. So this thinking capacity of soul is called mind. The next is what kind of thoughts the mind is creating. So you just see different kind of thoughts, positive thoughts, negative thoughts, waste thoughts. and necessary thoughts. Now just sit and think during the whole day what kind of thoughts you are creating. What is the more percentage? You are creating more percentage of positive thoughts or negative thoughts or waste thoughts or necessary thoughts. So how would we define these different kind of thoughts? First, we start from the necessary thoughts. So necessary thoughts are the thoughts which like our day-to-day life. I have to go to the meeting, I have to wash the clothes, I have to do the cooking. So these are the necessary thoughts. But suppose now you are doing this meditation session and you are thinking of cooking, or you are thinking of some your business job, or you are thinking of some your job, whatever you do in the office. So is this considered to be a necessary thought? No, this is not considered to be a necessary thought. At this point of time, whatever work you are doing, if you are thinking about this, then that is considered to be a necessary thought. But if you are sitting there and thinking of something else, which is necessary at some point of time, but at this point of time, that is not necessary. So that is not considered to be a necessary thought. The second is waste thoughts. Waste thoughts are the thoughts which are not required at this moment of time. The example which I gave to you just now. Suppose you are attending this meditation session and thinking of buying a car, or thinking of visiting a friend, or thinking of washing clothes, or thinking of doing cooking. So at this point of time, that thought is considered to be a waste thought. The next we'll see positive thoughts. Positive thoughts are the thoughts which see always some good part of anything. Suppose I'm sitting there and light is not there. So it depends on my mind or the training of my mind what kind of thought I'll be creating. Maybe I have the options to create the thought actually. At this moment of time, I can feel angry, or I can feel relaxed. Okay, let it be. Situation keeps on coming. I have to be peace. Peace of mind should be there. So positive thought is to see positivity or to see goodness in everything. Or if not goodness, to accept the things as they are and how we can make them better. This is also considered to be a positive part. And the fourth one is negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are the thoughts, or this is also a kind of training of our mind to find negativity or to find bad in everything which we do or which we see. So, like we can give an example. Suppose someone goes to a marriage, or someone goes to a birthday party, or any kind of get together, and there are so many varieties of food, so many varieties of foods, and the one has not trained the mind to think positively, has not trained the mind to create the thoughts of gratitude. So he or she has trained the mind to create the negativity or to pick the the missing part always, not the appreciation, the missing part. So he'll say everything was there, but ice cream was not there. So this is like to find negativity in the situations which we can avoid. So negative thoughts generally drain the energy of soul. Positive thoughts charge the soul. Positive thoughts are food for the soul. We saw three things: exercise, food, and what is the third thing? First thing was exercise, food, and rest. So food is positive thoughts. So positive thoughts charge the mind. You can do an experiment also. Just sit one day and keep on thinking bad about some of your colleagues, some of your family members. Start thinking negative about them. Without doing anything physically, you'll start feeling uncomfortable. You'll start feeling tired, and you start your day with the positive thinking. Whomsoever you meet, you give a vibration of positivity to him or her. At the end of the day, you'll feel you're not tired. You've done so much physical work, you've done so much running here and there, but you're not feeling tired. So, what is the reason behind that? Because you are continuously giving food to yourself, and the food is keeping you awake, or food is keeping you fresh. So, these are the sources of the thoughts. So, these are the types of the thoughts which we create the whole day, and these are the sources of the thoughts from where our mind take uh, from where our mind creates the thoughts. So the first is sensory inputs, second is belief systems, third is past memories, and fourth is creativity. So first is sensory inputs, like if you touch something. Okay, so yeah, we have 5 more minutes. First is sensory inputs. Sensory inputs, like suppose you have an experience of burn in your hand, and that hand got burned due to fire while cooking or while doing something. So the next time you see the fire, you create that thought, I got my hand burned. So sensory inputs is a one way to create a thought. The second is belief systems. We all have some kind of belief systems. Some belief systems are created through our experiences, and some belief systems are given to by our families, or by our friends, or by our colleagues. So belief system is also one way to create a thought. Suppose you have an experience, uh, you got bitten by a dog. So whenever you see the dog, you create that dogs are not good. Dogs are, uh, whatever experience you had with a dog, you create that kind of thought. So belief system. Third is past memories. We saw the example of the past memories. And fourth is creativity. So mind also has the capability to create the thought which are not dependent on these three. You can create something new. You didn't have any experience with sensory inputs, with belief systems, past memories. Still, you are creating some different kind of thoughts. So that is the capability of mind to create these thoughts. The creativity, we call that creative mind. And the second part of soul is intellect. Intellect means which has the capability to comprehend, to discern, to discriminate, to decide, to analyze, to choose, to calculate. All these things come under the one umbrella, which is called intellect. So, but how intellect decides, how intellect analyze, how intellect calculate, how do you comprehend the things, how do you discern, all this is dependent on what we are putting inside our intellect. The information which we are giving inside continuously is going to decide how our intellect is going to be. Suppose you get up in the morning, you saw the newspaper, and newspaper, you must be aware what kind of newspaper is full of. So the first information of the day, foundation information of the day, is going from newspaper. So you must be thinking what kind of analysis you are going to have in your day, and what kind of decisions you are going to, because the first information is impacting our decisions, impacting the comprehensions we are making, impacting the choices we are making, impacting the calculations we are making. Suppose you get up in the morning, you do some good pranayama, you do some good churning, you create some positive thoughts, you write something positive, you think with an attitude of gratitude. So this kind of foundation of the day is definitely going to change your decisions or choices which we are going to make in the whole day and then in the whole life. So intellect is the part which stores the information. It is the storehouse of the soul, and then it decides, calculates, analyze, discern, comprehend on the basis what it has stored inside this. If our day starts with some social media or some news channel or some newspaper, then you are intelligent enough to decide that how that information which we are giving is going to impact our decisions, and then is going to impact our life, impact our stability, impact our peace of mind, impact our calculations, impact our decisions, analysis. Everything will be impacted by what we are taking inside in the morning and then in the whole day also. Okay, so the third part is impressions, which we call that recorder of action. So the beautiful example you can see on the screen. So the impressions, and in Hindi we call that as sanskars. So if you are doing something repetitively, that gets imprinted inside your mind, that has impressions in the soul. And if you have done something so many times, repeated, then it becomes the sanskar. So what that means? That means you have done something so many times that now you are not using your mind or your intellect to do that particular thing. You are just surpassing intellect. You are just surpassing your intelligence, and you are just doing that without thinking. So generally the process is, first you think, mind, then you take the decision, and then you act. Action is the third part. But when it comes to sanskars, you don't think, you don't decide, you just act. So this is we call impressions. So how impressions are made? Impressions are made by doing something repetitively. So if we want to make good impressions or good sanskars, so what we have to do? We have to do good things continuously, repetitively, without, if we like or not, but we have to do that repetitively, and there will be some point of time when that repetitive action will become our impression. So what types of impressions a soul is carrying? The first is impressions of past birth, because the soul is eternal and it has come from some past life in this body. We are sitting in this body, we are carrying some impressions of the past life. So the first type is past birth impressions. Second is the sanskars, which we learn from the parents. You know, from the childhood, parents are teaching a children to give, always to have the nature of giving, to help the poor. So these kind of sanskars are given by the parents, and the child has done that so many times that now it has become his or her sanskar. The third is company, with what kind of people we are staying the whole day. That also create impressions of the soul. Fourth is present. So what at this moment of time, what kind of decisions, what kind of thoughts, and what kind of actions I'm doing, that is also going to create the impressions. And the last one is eternal. The eternal impressions or eternal sanskars of all the souls are of very high quality. So what kind of sanskars eternally a soul has? The sanskars of love, sanskar of happiness, sanskar of giving. So these are the eternal sanskar. Eternally, each and every soul is very beautiful. But due to all these reasons, because of past birth, because of the company, or because of the society, or because of the colleagues, and whatever the reason, there has come the different layers of different negative sanskars. So what we have to do? We have to remove those layers, and in the end, we have to bring out the eternal sanskars. So this is the way how sanskars works, attribute of impressions, first memories, habits, instincts, speciality, and nature. And the last part is innate qualities of soul. What are the main qualities of soul? Purity, bliss, knowledge, power, peace, happiness, and love. So how do we know that these are our innate qualities? So whatever are the innate qualities of soul, soul will get attracted towards that. First is if we take purity. So every individual likes purity, right? No one like to accompany the people who are not pure or who are not having good thoughts and good good vibrations for each other. So purity is the eternal quality, innate quality, that is why we are attracted towards the people who are having pure thoughts, pure consciousness, pure awareness. The second is love. Everybody wants to be loved. So love is our innate quality. Third is happiness. Everybody wants to be happy. No one wants to be sad. So happiness is our need, our innate quality. That is why we want to be happy. Fourth is peace. Everybody wants peace. You know, there are some people who like loud music, but even if you ask them, is it okay if we provide loud music to you for the whole of your life? They say, no, I need peace because peace is our innate quality. And fifth is power. Even if you like, even to a small kid, you just show your power and say, just do this, you order him. So the kid is not going to like, because you are showing him that he is not having power. But power is the need of soul. So power is the innate quality of soul. And next is knowledge. Just think of the day or think of the time or think of some moment of time when you learn something new, when you learn something which you are not aware of. So that moment you feel very, very good inside, because knowledge is the need of soul. And the last one is bliss. So bliss is beyond conditions, you are happy. We call in Hindi there is a word anand. It's higher stage after happiness. So these seven are the innate qualities of soul. And how we can bring these innate qualities in our life? By using them again and again, by using them again and again. If we take an example, like in the kitchen, there are some spices which we are using in daily life, like sugar, like turmeric, like salt. These are the basic things which we are using daily. And let's do an experiment that if we put these boxes in the behind and the spices which are less used are put in the front, but after 2 or 3 days you will see the spices which are more used like turmeric, salt or sugar, they come in the front automatically because we are using them again and again. So what kind of emotions, what kind of thoughts we are creating again and again, they come in the front, right? Suppose you are using anger again and again, and a situation comes in your life, you have the choice to be peaceful, to be loveful, or to be angry. But because you are using anger again and again, so without thinking, you just switch to the anger. Love and peaceful stage will be surpassed and you'll switch to the anger because we are using that again and again. So we'll do an experiment because we'll be meeting tomorrow 7 to 8. So during these 12 hours or 13 hours, what you are going to do, so during these 24 hours, we are going to make the next day. So what you are going to do is using these innate qualities again and again. Whatever situation comes, whatever kind of people come in front of you, you just pause and think, what two choices I'm having? This and this. One is my innate quality and one is which I have acquired. So what should I use? Innate. And if we keep on using innate quality again and again, at some point of time, we will forget to use our acquired and the innate quality will come in front. Okay? So this is the how we can use this lesson in practical life. So while cooking, we can create the thought that I am energy using my hands for the cooking. If you're talking to somebody, I am an energy, and that one is also an energy. I'm talking from my mouth. This mouth is not talking. I am the one who is talking. I am peaceful. I'm loveful. So our thoughts are going to be peaceful and loveful, and our words are also going to be peaceful and loveful. God is working while doing any work. In between, for 1 minute or for 50 seconds or 30 seconds, just bring the awareness that I am a soul doing the work. And last one is before going to bed, I am the one, I am the owner, I am the driver, this is my vehicle. My vehicle needs rest now, so I'm going to rest. My vehicle will take rest because soul is not needing rest. The rest of soul is peace, peace of mind. So even if you are sleeping and mind is not at peace, the soul will not get rest. So before going to bed, just clear the whole day account. Whatever thoughts are coming of the day, just clear them up. If you have done something wrong, just make yourself realize. If you have done something right, just tap your back and then go to the bed. So these are the different parts, and this is, we need to shift our awareness from body consciousness to soul consciousness. So the one who is body consciousness, he always compares. Soul consciousness, accept, divide, unite. Slave of desires. Soul consciousness means master of senses. Body consciousness means fear of death, because body is going to die, soul is not going to die. So he will be aware of eternity. I am eternal, I'm not going to die. So these are the main things which we have covered in the soul consciousness chapter. Before taking the question answers, we have 15 minutes for the question answer. Before going to that part, we'll just sit 3 minutes in soul consciousness and in self-awareness of our innate qualities. Om Shanti. Again, sit straight. And now let's experiment what we have learned till now. Now shifting your consciousness, shifting your awareness from the body, from this world, to the self, to the true self. See yourself as a pure energy, a being sitting in the humus part. I am a pure being, peaceful being, calm being, happy being, powerful being. I am a tiny star shining in the forehead, spreading white rays all around. Just see yourself. I'm so beautiful. I'm so calm. I'm so stable. I'm so divine. Till today, I was not connected to myself. I used to consider myself as a physical body, but I am someone who is detached from the body, just like a person sitting in a room. A room is different, and the person sitting inside the room is different. In the same way, this body is the room in which I, the energy, is sitting. Just remember of your innate qualities: love, happiness, knowledge, power, purity, and bliss. These are my 7 innate qualities. I am full of love, full of peace. I accept the people as they are, so I am happy. I'm full of knowledge. I know myself better than yesterday. I'm full of purity, pure feelings and emotions for everybody and for myself also. Right now, I'm in a stage of bliss. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister Shalu, for this enlightening session. So now, if anyone wants to ask any question, you can raise your hands, or you can also post your questions in the chat window. Those on YouTube can post your questions over there also. So to raise your virtual hand, you just need to click on the buttons option, and then you'll see a symbol of the hand. If you click on that, your hand will be raised, or else you can also use the other method. Shrikant ji, I've muted you. You can ask your question.
Fear. Whenever I get up in the morning, sort of a fear which I cannot do anything, some sort of a negative the vibes I get in the morning. So how to overcome that?
Om Shanti Shrikangai. And your question is, I could hear, is when you get up in the morning, you get some negative vibes that I cannot do anything, that I cannot do something good. So,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thought which come to the mind when you get up in the morning is based on the last thought or the last information which you put inside before going to the bed on the day before in the night. So just check that what kind of information you take inside before going to the bed. Do you watch TV, or do you watch the news, or do you do uh, uh, use some social media? If this is happening before going to bed, then please avoid this. This is for all the brothers and sisters who have joined us today, that before going to bed, at least half an hour before, please do not let any negative information to be inside yourself. Do not consume anything negative, because that is going to be dangerous and harmful on the state of our mind, on the health of the mind, on the health of the soul. So please check this, Shikanbhai. And okay, and when you get up in the morning, so before going to the bed, first thing is avoid using all the social media and the phones and the negative information. And the second thing is,
Okay.
before going to bed,
Yeah.
please do some positive affirmations to yourself, that I am much capable person. I have whatever kind of thoughts the thoughts, like the thoughts, there are few thoughts which are going to work for me, and there are few thoughts which are going to work for you. So just think of the thoughts going to work for you, and please write them down if possible, like 7 or 10 thoughts. Please write them down. And if you write 21 thoughts, then it's well and good. Before going to bed, just write good about yourself, good about your capabilities, and then create the self confidence, and with a smiling face then go to bed, and then note the difference when you get up in the morning, and please share with us. And if this doesn't work, then please ask the same question. I'll share different technique, which maybe because
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Hanumeshji
Om
asks,
Shanti.
Hanumeshji asks, why does the soul need to change from body to body? What is the aim?
Okay, so soul needs to change because we all are actors basically, and we are there to act, and to act beautifully. And to act, soul needs body, and body has a limited time. Body has 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, 90 years, 100 years. After that, soul is not able to carry forward the body because of the limitation of the body, because bodies are made up of 5 elements. So it has to mix in the 5 elements, and a fresh body has to be prepared, or a fresh instrument has to be prepared. So the soul needs the body to express itself. Actually, the body was given to soul to express the love, to express the happiness, to share the knowledge. But slowly, 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 we all have forgotten these innate qualities, and we have come a long journey, and we have stopped using these things. So again, we have to go back to the roots, and we have to use the body to spread these positive vibrations and to spread this positivity all around. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister. Geeta ji, your question will be covered in the coming sessions. So I think in the fourth session, we'll answer your question. So anyone else would like to ask any question? So Vadiraj ji asks, in the innate qualities of the soul, can I consider joy and bliss instead of happiness and bliss? He further says, I understand happiness is drawn due to outsource of comforts or behavior. Joy can be created by the soul. So instead
Okay.
of, yeah.
Okay. Vadiraj Kulkarni ji. So definitely happiness is based on the physical sources also, but it's not merely related to the physical sources or physical world. It's also dependent on the your inner state of mind. And definitely you can consider joy and bliss also, but happiness is like you said, that happiness is drawn due to the outsource of comforts or behavior. It is this is the one dimension of happiness, but this is also related to the inner qualities of soul, which is not dependent on the outside world, independent of the outer things. So happiness is both, you can take it the both ways. So more accurate is happiness and bliss, but you can consider this to be a joy and bliss also.
Thank you very much, sister. So we'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes if anyone has any other question.
Okay, Sonal Rathod has asked the question that many things are going wrong and thoughts are not changing, and lots of things are triggered like kids, family relationships. Okay, so these things are not going to change actually. Uh, that means the family, the relationships, and the kids, the people around us are not going to change. The one who is going to change is I myself, or the pattern, thinking pattern, or the kind of thoughts I'm creating, or the habits, or the information I'm taking inside. These are the things which we have control on. So first of all, we must focus on the things which we have control on. We should not focus, or we should not waste our energy by focusing on things which we are not having control on. So first of all, you just sit and talk to yourself that these outside situations are, I'm not able to control these things. I cannot control each and every person. I cannot control the situation to be like me. I cannot control the people to behave I like. So what I can control is what I am thinking inside, or what is going inside. And this whole course is based on this thing, to change the inner being, or we can say to update the inner being, or to, we can say, to bring ourselves back to the roots, to bring ourselves to the originality actually. So Sister Sonal, please continue this course. You are definitely going to answers of many questions. And for all the participants, Sonal Ben, for also for you, and for all the participants, 32 participants I can see. So you are having an homework, like, because just for 1 hour you are with us, or you can say 1.5 hours. Another 23 and a half hours, or 22 hours, you are going to be with yourself, and you are going to face the people, you are going to face the situations. So this meditation is going to work for you only when you are carrying this inside your mind, inside your head, and then using it continuously. This is kind of medicine. And if you will not take medicine, if you just go to the doctor, talk to the doctor, and come back and put the medicine in, separate, so the medicine is not going to work. So for this medicine to work, you must use this insight, like we saw in the presentation also, while cooking, be in the soul consciousness, and also ask what kind of soul I am. I'm a soul, that is okay, but what kind of soul? I'm a peaceful soul, I'm a happy soul, I'm a lovely soul, I'm a knowledgeable soul, I'm a powerful soul, I'm a confident soul, I'm a confident being. So just give these kind of these kind of affirmations to yourself. These are not merely affirmations. This is the ultimate truth, that you are loveful, you are powerful. But this ultimate truth uh, has become so down that you are continuously using, I'm weak, I am not stable, I'm not confident, I'm I'm not loveful, I'm angry. So by creating these kind of thoughts, you have moved so far from the originality. So please bring that originality back by doing these things, Sonal Ben, and for all others people who are connected to us. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much, sister. Sister, can we take one last question from YouTube if we have time? Thank you. So Geeta ji asks, why do we feel sad without any reason?
Okay, this is a good question. So many people ask this question. This is basically, the whole world is working at an energy level, and suppose you have said some few words which must have hurt somebody, and or you must have done something which have created problems in someone else's life. So maybe that person has not said anything to you, but the energy which he or she created because of your actions, or because of your words, or because of your behavior, so that energy starts, that negative energy starts impact our state of mind. Knowingly or unknowingly, we do such kind of things. But if things are happening knowingly, then we must stop them. And if such kind of things are happening unknowingly, we are doing unknowingly, saying some harsh words, or doing harsh behavior with somebody. So we must check consciously ourselves, and we must change this. And this is the one reason of the present why this is happening. And this is also related to the past karmic accounts which we have created in the years and years, and that energy starts coming to us and starts impacting. And this is also related to the past birth also. This all is whatever happening to us. One thing which I always learn, and which I would like to share with you, what is happening to us, the reason is only myself, I myself, no one else. So we must do good karma. We must have good feelings, good blessings for everybody around us. If we are not doing that, we are going to harm ourselves more than the second person. Om Shanti.
Oh, thank you very much, sister. And Thank you very much, all of you, for joining with us today. We'll meet again tomorrow for another interesting session. Make sure all of you join around 6:50 p.m. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Good night. Om Shanti.